Hello, these are your NFL Week 11 predictions. Up first, we got the Green Bay Packers taking on the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks go 4-5, losing to the Los Angeles Rams 31-36. Russell Wilson went 17 for 26 with 3 touchdown passes. The Seahawks went toe-to-toe with the Rams for the second time this season, but the result was the same, a close loss that has them in a hole as they take on the Packers. Switching to the Packers, they go 4-4-1 after defeating the Miami Dolphins 31-12. Aaron Rodgers went 19 for 28 with 2 touchdown passes. The Packers' Aaron Jones rushed for a career-high 145 yards and 2 touchdowns, making a compelling case that he should carry a bigger load in the Packers offense as they take on the Seahawks. My prediction is the Packers over the Seahawks. Up next, we got the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons dropped the 4-5, losing to the Cleveland Browns 16-28. Matt Ryan went 38 for 52 with 2 touchdown passes. Julio Jones said the offense didn't do enough to stop the Browns cover 2. The defense had its own problems getting no pressure on Baker Mayfield, which may hinder them in the future against the Cowboys. Switching to the Cowboys, they go 4-5, defeating the Philadelphia Eagles 27-20. Dak Prescott went 26 for 36 with 1 touchdown pass. Ezekiel Elliott gained over 150 yards against an elite run defense as the Cowboys notched their first road win and kept their slim playoff hopes alive as they take on the Falcons. My prediction is the Falcons over the Cowboys. Up next, we got the Carolina Panthers taking on the Detroit Lions. The Panthers dropped 6-3, losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers 21-52. Cam Newton went 23 for 29 with 2 touchdown passes and 1 interception. Newton looked rattled as in 52 points allowed to the Steelers tied a Panthers team record. Now Newton and company play 3 of their next 4 on the road as they take on the Lions. Switching to the Lions, they dropped 3-6, losing to the Chicago Bears 22-34. Matt Stafford went 25 for 42 with 2 touchdown passes and 2 interceptions. Detroit hasn't had a lead in almost 12 quarters, and with a tough 3-game stretch next, there's little reason to believe things will change soon as they take on the Panthers. My prediction is the Panthers over the Lions. Up next, we got the Tennessee Titans taking on the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts go 4-5 with a win over the Jacksonville Jaguars 29-26. Andrew Luck went 21 for 29 with 3 touchdown passes and 1 interception. After roaring out to a big first-half lead, Indianapolis forced a fumble in the final minutes and held off Jacksonville for a key AFC South win as they take on the Titans. Switching over to the Titans to go 5-4 with a 34-10 win over the New England Patriots. Marcus Mariota went 16 for 24 with 2 touchdown passes. The Titans' offense is humming thanks to the Mariota's growing assertiveness just in time for make a playoff push as they take on the Colts. My prediction is the Titans over the Colts. Up next, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the New York Giants. The Buccaneers go 3-6, losing to the Washington Redskins 3-16. Ryan Fitzpatrick went 29 for 41 with 2 interceptions. Buccaneers coach Dirk Koetter said that against the Redskins on Sunday, he was the one calling the plays, which resulted in only 3 points as they take on the Giants. Switching over to the Giants, they go 2-7, defeating the San Francisco 49ers 27-3. Eli Manning went 19 for 31 with 3 touchdown passes. The Giants are not done as this was the 36th game-winning drive of Manning's career, but just his second in the past 2 seasons as they take on the Buccaneers. My prediction is the Giants over the Buccaneers. Up next, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Steelers go 6-2-1 by defeating the Panthers. Ben Roethlisberger went 22 for 25 with 5 touchdown passes. Roethlisberger was perfect against the Panthers, and the rolling Steelers weren't far off in showing that their season could prove special after all as they go against the Jaguars, who knocked them out in the divisional round last season. Switching to the Jaguars, they followed 3-6, losing to the Colts. Blake Bortles went 26 for 38 with 2 touchdown passes. After its latest loss, Jacksonville is last in the AFC South and winless in 3 division games, but optimistic can still make a playoff push if they can get a win over the Steelers to get the ball rolling. My prediction is the Steelers over the Jaguars. Up next, we got the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Baltimore Ravens. The Bengals dropped 5-4, losing to the New Orleans Saints 14-51. Andy Dalton went 12 for 20 with 1 touchdown pass and 2 interceptions. The Bengals have fired defensive coordinator Terrell Austin, a source told ESPN's Jocelyn Anderson hours after they allowed 51 points in the loss to the Saints as they take on the Ravens. Since to the Ravens, they're coming off their bye week 4-5, losing to the Steelers in week 9. Joe Flacco went 23 for 37. The Ravens come off their bye with a question mark at QB and no win since October 14th, but they're also in the playoff hunt. Compliments of the planned AFC as they take on the Bengals. My prediction is the Ravens over the Bengals. Up next, we got the Houston Texans taking on the Washington Redskins. The Redskins go 6-3, beating the Buccaneers. Alex Smith went 19 for 27 with 1 touchdown pass. Despite being outgained by over 200 yards and missing several starters because of injuries, Washington hung on for the win in the NFC East lead as they take on the Texans. Switching to the Texans, they're coming off their bye week 6-3, defeating the Denver Broncos in week 9. Deshaun Watson went 17 for 24 with 2 touchdown passes. With its secondary depleted by injuries, Houston has used their versatile veteran like a chess piece and been rewarded with his finest season as they take on the Redskins. My prediction is the Redskins over the Texans. Up next, we got the Denver Broncos taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. The Broncos are coming off their bye week 3-6, losing to the Texans. Case Keenum went 26 for 42 with 1 touchdown pass. Slow starts have plagued the Broncos. It's an issue they're trying to get corrected by coming off their bye as they take on the Chargers. Switching to the Chargers to go 7-2, defeating the Oakland Raiders. Phillip Rivers went 18 for 26 with 2 touchdown passes and 1 interception. After handling the Raiders, the Chargers have their first 6-game winning streak since 2009 and the first 7-2 starts since 2006 as they take on the Broncos. My prediction is the Chargers over the Broncos. Up next, we got the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New Orleans Saints. The Saints go 8-1, defeating the Bengals. Drew Brees went 22 for 25, 3 touchdown passes. After the season-ending injury to Dez Bryant, the Saints signed receiver Brandon Marshall, making New Orleans the 7th team he'll play for as they take on the Eagles. Switching to the Eagles, they dropped to 4-5 as they lost to the Cowboys. Carson Wentz went 32 for 44 with 2 touchdown passes and 1 interception. After a disappointing Sunday night loss to the Cowboys, it's clear the Eagles are what their fans fear as they are, a flawed, mediocre team as they take on the Saints. My prediction is the Saints over the Eagles. Up next, we got the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Chicago Bears. The Vikings are coming off their bye week 5-3-1, defeating the Lions in week 9. Kirk Cousins went 18 for 22 with 1 touchdown pass and 1 interception. A fully healthy Dalvin Cook for the stretch run will open possibilities in the ground game, screen game, and red zone for the Vikings offense as they take on the Bears. Switching to the Bears, they go 6-3, defeating the Lions as well in week 10. Mitchell Trubisky went 23 for 30 with 3 touchdown passes. After sitting out 2 games with an injury, Khalil Mack had 2 sacks in his return to a defense that is peaking at the right time as they take on the Vikings. My prediction is the Bears over the Vikings. Up next, we got the Oakland Raiders taking on the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals go 2-7, losing to the Kansas City Chiefs 14-26. Josh Rosen went 22 for 39 with 1 touchdown pass and 2 interceptions. There wasn't much offense for the Cardinals in their loss to the Chiefs, but Fitzgerald's now right behind Jerry Rice for career receiving yards as they take on the Raiders. Switching to the Raiders, they dropped 1-8, losing to the Chargers. Derek Carr went 24 for 37. In a wide-ranging interview with ESPN after a 26 loss to the Chargers on Sunday, Raiders owner Mark Davis accepted blame for the team's poor season as they take on the Cardinals. My prediction is the Cardinals over the Raiders. Last but not least, we got the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams go 9-1 after defeating the Seahawks. Jared Goff went 28 for 39 with 2 touchdown passes. Brandon Cooks rushed for a 9-yard touchdown with 5:49 to play on the first snap of Dante Flower, forced and recovered a fumble by Russell Wilson, and the Los Angeles Rams bounced back from their first loss of the season with a win as they now take on the Chiefs. Since to the Chiefs to go 9-1 with a win against the Cardinals. Patrick Mahomes went 21 for 28 with 2 touchdown passes. Mahomes had 31 touchdown passes this season, breaking the single-season record of 30 set by Len Dawson in 1964 as they take on the Rams. My prediction is the Rams over the Chiefs. The Buffalo Bills, Cleveland Browns, Miami Dolphins, New England Patriots, New York Jets, and the San Francisco 49ers will have a bye week this week. This has been your NFL Week 11 predictions.